Hello and welcome to Fast Effect. And what a difference a little bit of time off makes, as we have Stoneblade Mirror and Ragavan is squaring off against Esper Sentinel. Powerful one drops from Modern Horizons 2. One of them's gonna go. Got a Swords to Plowshares, paying the one for the Esper Sentinel. And Ragavan gets in there, creates a treasure, starts doing the work. Prismatic Ending takes care of the monkey, but a treasure is left behind. And now Stoneforge Mystic. And again, another powerful Modern Horizons 2 card here. We've got Cauldron Complete as a very potent finisher. In the past, these type of decks relied pretty much entirely on Batterskull as the finisher. A Wasteland takes out the duel for John. Actually, this is a true mirror. John, both pilots named John. Like the treasure being used to brainstorm. And finding a daze. Stopping things. Try and ride out this Cauldron Complete. Stoneforge doesn't need to hang back as much. The Cauldron Complete builds, not as many tricks can happen. Oh, Prismatic Ending, though, does take care of this token. Has a lot going for it. +5/+5, first strike, trample, indestructible, haste, but all of that gets handled by Prismatic Ending, just exiling the creature. Now a Murktide Regent. Absolutely gigantic 8/8. I do think Cauldron Complete is much better in the decks that have the ability to reset that token. I'm talking about things like Death and Taxes and Yorion and Taxes with Flicker Wisp. Get that ETB to happen again. That's the beauty of Batterskull, is you can turn it to the hand and then put it back out. It's also much easier to hand off to other creatures at only 5 mana, which is hefty, but is much more realistic than the equip cost here for Cauldron Complete. And Ragavan joins the fray. Expressive Iteration, digs. 7 is just so much to equip. And another Esper Sentinel. Trading the monkey for the Esper Sentinel, and now a Murktide of his own. Much harder to Prismatic Ending Murktide Regent. The 2 casting cost creature, but his actual mana value there ends up being 5 more. Things like Abrupt Decay and Prismatic Ending not going to be able to mess with Murktide Regent. Really looking for things like Swords to Plowshares, which apparently John has. Actually see the card, but for 1 white mana, that's got to be the play. Taking out Murktide. Red Elemental Blast, Pyroblast, also great answers to the Giant Dragon. Now John's got a Stoneforge of his own. Finding Sword of Fire and Ice. And if this graveyard isn't sufficiently stocked, this could be pretty graphic. Cauldron Complete. Oh, and the Shadow Spear. This is a huge swing here. The extra lifelink, +1/+1 and lifelink. Also the ability to remove hexproof and indestructible comes up a little bit here, particularly with indestructible tokens. Merit Lage comes to mind, of course, the opposing Cauldron tokens. This lifelink is just massive. Sword of Fire and Ice. Oh, wow. Voltroning together. Quite a threat. Towards the Plowshares, taking care of all the things. It's fun to take a creature and get 2 or 3 pieces of equipment on there, but leaves you vulnerable to things like Swords to Plowshares. Since Alpha, that 1 mana Esper Sentinel gets beefed up. Dragon Rage Channeler has to attack. Shadow Spear. Along with the Sword of Fire and Ice, this is a big problem. Drawing cards, killing creatures, winning the race by a lot. I mean, Dragon Rage is going to do 3 a turn. Just going to be gaining more than that back. Retrofitter Foundry draws Counterspell. And we've got a Scry from Darcy, sometimes called. John hoping to find something on the top of the deck, as this is really getting out of hand. Swords to Plowshares keeps John alive, and that is gonna do it. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. That Shadow Spear really doing some heavy lifting. That additional life gain wreaks havoc with the tempo strategies. You know, things like Dragon Rage Channeler swinging for 3 at a time is amazing when you're actually cutting off the number of turns that your opponent has. But when they're gaining 4 and you're swinging for 3, I mean, you are literally doing nothing. Just totally treading water. And then they're drawing extra cards because of that Sword of Fire and Ice. That was a very grim situation. Looking for like a Pernicious Deed type effect there. Trading 1 for 1. Once your opponent's outdrawing you, those 1 for 1 trades become so much worse. Things like Prismatic Ending are incredibly strong when you're pulling ahead. You know, you're resolving things like Expressive Iteration or getting a lot of scrying going with Dragon Rage Channeler. Even just scrying, like, I'm not sure how many scryings I'd consider kind of equivalent to a card draw. They're never really truly the same, but I mean, if I get to scry 4 and you get to draw a card, that's not clear. It depends on the power level of the format for sure, and the variance in between the cards, but when you're looking for effects that are just going to be absolute blowouts, scry, and it's not what you're looking for, pretty easy to just get rid of it. Of course, you can leave things like Brainstorm and Ponder on top and get even extra reach out of them, thanks to that perpetual scry trigger. Or not scry, surveil, I should say. I think I misspoke that entire time, but we do these in one take, so it is what it is. Like a Dragon Rage off the bat here. Esper Sentinel on the other side. Ooh, a Paradragon Rage. Playing into the Esper Sentinel, we've got a Brainstorm, a double Surveil. Keep one of them. Yeah, Esper Sentinel, very strong magic card. Oh, and another one. Scrying made a little bit easier here. Looks like John's really digging for a land. He does find one. Some situations where it almost doesn't matter the quality of the cards. If you need your land drop, you're willing to put just about anything into the bin. Get it out of the way. I'll go outside myself. Rage swinging. Prismatic Ending takes out one of them. Ending takes out the other, and kind of cashing in that card advantage. Now there's a Murktide. will be an answer for this 7/7, effectively 2-mana threat. There's Saga. And a Stoneforge Mystic. Those Dragon Rages surveilling, filling the graveyard for the Murktide region. There's just so much synergy in these blue-red Delver decks. Now, these are still running Ragavan. This is from the January 1st event, so last month's Legacy Open. This month's fairly soon, and have no more monkeys get to that point. There's a Saga on John's side of the table. Yet another powerful Modern Horizons 2 card. About as close to a rotation as we get for Eternal formats. Things like Legacy and Vintage. And of course, Modern. Modern gets a lot of bannings, though. I would say MH2 kind of feels like a rotation of sort for the format, introducing a wide range of powerful new effects. Whereas this Saga, easily amongst them, continue to be a very powerful card as long as it remains legal in the format. It does seem like they've entirely focused on Legacy with these cards. I'm sorry, Modern with these cards, not cared about Legacy, what I mean to say. You know, something like Renin 6, which ended up being too powerful for Legacy, ends up getting banned, but it still has a home in Modern. I suspect that the monkey will be the same. Legacy just has such a higher baseline power level to synergize with. And yeah, everything just kind of falling apart there. Aldra, along with Esper Sentinels, just taking that one down. They're a strong card, Esper Sentinel. We'll see how much play it continues to see, but with these lower to the ground decks, I mean, getting those extra card draws out of there is absolutely filthy. That's the whole point of cards like Expressive Iteration, just trying to go +1. You can manage that, or slow them down. I mean, either way, it's a really difficult effect to grapple with for your opponent, either taking a tempo loss or a card advantage loss. And often your opponent's going to make the wrong choice.